Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee and Chat with Hallee Bridgeman. I'm so happy you could join me. I have my cup of coffee. I have my U.S. Space and Rocket Center coffee mug this morning that looks like the space shuttle because we dropped the boys off at space camp yesterday. This is their third year at space camp in Huntsville, Alabama, and this is the first year we didn't stay down there. So, because they're older teens, and so they're both teens. Jeb's 13, but it's old hat for them, and they're together, and we have friends down there, lots of friends down there. So we drove down yesterday morning. We left the house at 8:30, and we checked them in, and then we drove 2 hours down to Birmingham, Alabama, and saw Gene Raleigh, who is my voice artist, Gene Raleigh, and then we drove home, and we got home at 2:15. So I'm a little tired. I have no makeup on. I'm in a t-shirt, but I'm here. Happy Monday. And we came home because I have books due. My book deadline is like looming, and I write better at home inside my home environment, and I can take these 4 days with no children and just punch out a book. So I didn't just realize I didn't put my comments where I can see them. So happy Monday. This will be a quickie, but I'm answering the question, where do you come up with your characters' names? How do you come up with your characters' names? So that is a great question because I have different things. So for instance, if I'm just going to name a character and it's just a character, there's no reason for their name other than that they're in the book, a secondary or tertiary character, I use this. Let's see if it'll share my screen. So I use this thing. It's called a random name generator. And so I have, male and female or just male. And I can say, give me 25 names of average, and it will generate 25 names. And I'll oftentimes combine them, like, oh, Daryl Barnes. That's a great name, right? So I also keep a list. Here's one of my current. So this is all the alphabet, A through Z, and all the names I've used thus far, first name, last name, because there's a tendency with the human brain to use the same letter of character name. So if let's say I have a main name character named Jane Smith, and then I was trying to just come up with a name, I would think, oh, Jessica Crosby, or Jonathan Grange, or something like that. And because the J is what I'm already using, the J is already where my brain is reaching, and so it's just a human tendency. And so if you oftentimes when you're reading a book, you'll see characters with multiple names that start with the same letter. That's why. And so I keep this chart going so that I make sure that I don't ever overdo first name, last name, the same letter. So that's just a general picking a name. Sometimes I'll go to the random name generator and just generate names until a story idea comes to mind. So I'll, generate, and then I'll see a name, and then I'll suddenly have a story. When I wrote the Dixon Brothers, they were originally named Rinkoff. And I opened up the phone book and my pick. So I closed my eyes and I dropped the phone book and I put my finger on the phone book, and I was touching the word Rinkoff, the name Rinkoff. And so that became the Dixon Brothers. I had the stories in my head from doing that, and that became the Dixon Brothers. And then I have some weird curl going on here. It's annoying me. So that's if there's not a purpose for a name, right? So the Song of Suspense series, if you've noticed, if you know music terms, you have a melody for James, an aria for Nick, a carol for Kent, and a harmony for Steve. All the women's names are sounds of music that are associated with music, and I had to find 4 names that could be names that were associated with music, and then apply them to each character. Like Harmony fits her character. It's a great name for Harmony. On the Special Forces series I'm writing, for the people in the Special Forces team, I wanted them to have call signs, to have nicknames. And so I wanted them to have really cool nicknames, right? So for instance, I have someone whose name is Tim Swanson. And so his name is Pot Pie because of Swanson Frozen Foods. Travis Fisher, his nickname is Trout. One of the main characters is Bill Sanders, so his name is Drumstick. I have a Muslim who's one of the team members whose name is Jared Ibrahim, and so they call him Honest Abe because Ibrahim in English becomes Abraham. And so good morning, Erica. Thank you. So that's pretty much the way that I come up with characters' names. If there's something specific, it's more work for me. I have to be clever. I have to try. And I rather use the random name generator because one thing, names are hard for me, and another thing, it keeps me from dragging that or grabbing that same first letter. So so there, I am getting back to work now. I actually woke up like 20 minutes ago, so I'm going to get my day going and get to writing, and I'm hoping to finish those books this week, at least, you know, all of the story out, and I'll go back in and start editing them, and that won't be as much of a time crunch, like in my mind, like I need to get these books written and then I'll be fine. So hopefully when I talk to you next Monday, I will be with my best friend Sherry Williams, and we will be in the Carolinas, and I will have all of my books done. So you guys have a terrific week. God bless you.